Alright, Shalom. This is Harawan Ban Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Ka Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS, their elders, and Shalom to your Akim, Nakwati, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. It's going to be a quick lesson dealing with Revelations chapter 15. The first verse. If you look on the timeline, I've already done a lesson on Revelations 15 and verse 2, dealing with and they sung, as it were, a new song. So I want to go into briefly Revelations 15 and 1, dealing with the plagues and the seven angels. All right, but we're in the time of those plagues, and it's also called the time of Jacob's trouble, according to Malachi chapter 4 and 1. The day that shall burn as an oven. Alright, this is also the time of Jacob's trouble. Now, the Lord said within that time, He's going to send His holy angels, one of them being the angel Michael. So He's going to be defending, meaning bringing the destruction, and also delivering through His holy angels. Alright, so Yahweh is going to send Yahweh Shai. He's going to command the four archangels to command the other angels to bring this destruction to pass, called divine intervention. Revelation 15 and 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of Yahweh. All right, so so those that are in the truth, we know that the 7 last plagues, you had the 7 trumpets, which lead up to the 7 last plagues. All right, the 7 trumpets going to the leading up to the destruction, and then you have the outcome of the missiles hitting and the destruction that they cause, and the plagues that come from it, and the wrath that's built up in it, the melting of the flesh, the eyes are burning in their heads, nuclear fallout, radiation. All these things are being controlled by the holy angels, the heavenly army of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right. So now this is because this is all part of the judgment. So it's going to be issued by the angels. All right. What did the scripture say? Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. All right. So it says another sign in heaven. So John the Revelator was given this vision on the Isle of Patmos. All right, and he was prophesying about today. Now he was on the Isle of Patmos around 75 A.D. all the way up until about 96 A.D. or 95, and he wrote the visions that were shown to him. All right, the Lord showed John the Revelator visions. He was also known as John the Beloved. So he saw visions of the destruction that's going to come to this place, America. All right, so and it was enough to marvel at, like, whoa. So man, the Lord had man reach the level of destruction where they can destroy a whole country with ICBM missiles, which is really the judgment of the Lord. All right. So now let's deal with it. Let's get it says what? He saw 7 angels having the 7 last plagues. All right. Now let's go to that real quick. All right. This is the term plague. It says a stroke, by implication a wound, figuratively a calamity, a public calamity. All right. It's going to be a judgment that the Lord bringing on the earth. All right. So what he said, it's a sore stroke. Now it says Sirach 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury they lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force, and they appease the wrath of him that made them. See, this fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for the Lord's vengeance, man. All right? And it says what? They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth. See, the Lord had them what? And when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So, it says what? They shall be ready upon earth. Now, this is Job 18 and 10. All right, so this is, the Lord said what? This is going to be prepared upon the earth when need is, when the time comes. But this fire for the Lord's wrath, to appease his wrath. So that goes into what? The plagues. A sore stroke from the Lord. All right, painful. Job 18 and 10. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and the trap for him in the way. See, before these nations even get moving towards their new world order, the Lord already had everything set up upon the earth. In World War II, World War I. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. All right, so they're going to be cause America to have to defend themselves from these missiles that's coming from Russia and these nations. All right, his strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. See, that fire is going to be ready. Everything is ready upon earth for the Lord to destroy this place. Now, all right, so this is Jeremiah 50 and 24. So these things are going to be ready upon the earth, the plagues, man, for the Lord's wrath. All right, just like wasps and bees, just like the sun, everything that can be used for good, the Lord can also use it for destruction upon this earth to appease his wrath. Jeremiah 50 and 24, I have laid a snare for thee. So the Lord already had everything set up upon this earth. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken. They fell for the bait, and this place is gonna get destroyed. O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh. Yahweh hath opened his armory, and hath brought forth the weapon of his indignation. See, his wrath, that's his indignation. So that plague represents the Lord's wrath. That fire, that lava, that nuclear destruction, the chemicals that the destruction that it can cause, it represents Yahweh's wrath. For this is the work of the Lord of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans, man. All right. So come against her from the uttermost borders, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly, and let nothing of her be left. So that's what's about to happen to this place. So this fire is set up to appease the Lord's wrath. So not regular fire, but extreme high level of fire and explosive nuclear destruction, man. This shall be with burning and fuel of fire, chemicals to melt people. That's what he want to do. That's how angry the Lord is. Isaiah 54 and 16, behold, I have created the smith. So the Lord created Oppenheimer, or should I say Einstein, who came up with the theory of relativity, and they used that to place that into an actual missile projectile and mix it with plutonium and uranium, or now today uranium. And that was with Oppenheimer later. Those Teamanites, Germans, that ran from Hitler over here to America, seeking asylum, and the Lord used them to establish the same missiles or swords that's going to destroy themselves, America. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. See that? So, but this represents the Lord's judgment. So what did the Lord say? Place a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that are done in the midst thereof. Because we represent the Lord's wrath as well. All right, He's gonna use His men someday as his weapons of um, warfare. All right, so but right now we're sent to what? To prophesy, to rebuke this place, to sigh and cry, and that mark is the wa, the mark of exemption from judgment from the Most High's wrath. Think about that. This is His wrath. These missiles, everything that's coming, martial law. That represents the Lord's anger. All right. He uses man against man. Right. So now let's go back to Revelation 15. This is Revelation 15:1, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of Yahweh. All right, so that wrath of the Most High is not going to fall on the elect. This is verse 2. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire. I did a lesson on that. That's talking about the firmament. It's going to be mingled with that nuclear, what do you call that? Mushroom clouds. All right. But the elect going to be standing over that in the chariots, over the firmament. And them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over the image and over the mark, which is the charagma, that's the implant, and over the number of his name, the system, and standing on the sea of glass having harps. So now, these are the elect that are going to be exempt from this coming plagues, which the plagues represent the Most High's wrath. So let's get back to that. It says 7 angels. Now, we know in the book it says 7 angels. Raphael is one of those angels, Rapaya Allah, but we don't know which angels that is. 7 angels that are set up to bring these 7 last plagues. So we're going to get into that as well. All right. Now, Revelation 7:1, there's 4 archangels that control these 7 angels. All right. So it says here, and after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, the 4 hemispheres of the earth, because this judgment is going to come down on the 4 corners of the earth, just like it says in Revelation chapter 6. All right. It's going to be a destruction that's going to be on the 4 corners of the earth, all over the earth. But the main destruction is going to be in America. All right. But it's going to be World War III. Holding the 4 winds, which represent the destruction, the blast that's going to come from these missiles, the 7 last plagues. They're holding back the 7 last plagues. You see that? That's what goes into the winds, the heat, the scattering, the fire, the lava. All those represent the 7 last plagues, which represents the Lord's wrath. So, now the winds on the earth. Now let's get that. Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. So anybody that's in the midst of this place, that's in America, and Babylon, I'll say, that's going against the truth, that's going against the spirit of righteousness, they're going to be destroyed in the destroying winds, the nuclear blast, which represent the 7 last plagues. All right, so Revelation 7:1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds, that destroying wind, keeping certain things from happening on this earth, which will bring about World War III. That the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And another, it says, and another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. See that? So they're the ones that's given the power to bring that destruction on the earth. So this one angel controlled the other 4 angels And these 4 angels control the other 7 angels, which control the rest of the angels. All right. So it's order coming down from Yahweh to Yahweh Shai to the archangels to the other angels to bring about the 7 plagues. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, until we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads, man. Look at that. So that's how much love the Lord has for us, man. He said, wait, we're not going to do this until we seal up the elect of Israel. So now let's get to that real quick. So now, those 7 last angels, it says here, Revelation 16:1, and I think I'm going to go to verse 7. I'm going to go to verse 7. Right? But actually, you know what? Let me go back real quick. I'm going to go to verse 7 right here. Check this out. It says in the 7th, verse 6, and the 7 angels came out of the temple, to those same 7 angels, having the 7 last plagues, man, clothed in pure and white linen, and having their breasts girded with golden girdles, because they're princes, man. And you wear a golden girdle on your waist is for war, on your chest is because you reached a princely or royal status. All right. And one of the 4 beasts, one of the 4 archangels that we just read about, the 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, the 4 archangels spoken of Ezekiel 1 and Revelations 4, which are 4 creatures, which are spirits, but the angels look like men. They don't look like no beasts with 4 heads. And one of the 4 angels gave unto the 7 angels, see that? 7 golden vials full of the wrath of Yahweh, who liveth forever and ever. So these 4 angels were given an order by one angel in Revelation chapter 7. And these 4 angels gave the orders to the next 7 angels to bring about the last plague that's coming on from the destruction. So after they gave him that, the vials full of wrath, the vials represent the wrath of Yahweh. All right. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of Yahweh and from his power. So that's from that destruction. And no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled, man. So the elect are going to be taken up into the chariots, and the Lord going to say, what? Let's get that. This is Isaiah 26:20. Come, my people. That's going to be the elect, the people of Yahweh. Enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. The chambers represent the chariots. Hide thyself as it were for a moment, a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. See, the Lord's indignation. Until that indignation is overpassed and done with, the elect not going to be able to enter their inheritance yet into the kingdom. All right. So now let's get that real quick. See, this is that wrath of the Lord, Revelation 14:8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen. Is fallen, right? That great city, because she have made the nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All right. And then the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive the MOTB in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, man. That's his wrath, that destruction. All right, them melting eyes. Let's get that. Which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. See that? So that when it says the 7 last plagues, It's literally talking about the wrath of the Lord, which is that destruction. And let's get that real fast. This is Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague or the wrath or the sore stroke that the Lord will bring to these people in his judgment, to humanity. All right, just like the first sore stroke was the flood, and the second one is going to be with fire. All right, judging the whole earth and a whole country, which is America, Babylon. And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh shall smite all the people that have fought against Yerushalayim, man, that have fought against his elect, that have resisted the truth, man. All the people that stand up against the Lord. By standing up against his men, you're standing up against him. So anybody that's denying the truth, that's standing for wickedness, it says what? This shall be their plague. All right? This is what the Lord's wrath is going to be, that the seven angels are going to pour out. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand up upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Whew. Man, this is the plague that the Lord bringing. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 20. His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword. See that? So the Lord created this sword. Let's get that. This is Isaiah 34. And let's get to the point in 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, America, all right, and the wicked, and upon the people of my curse to judgment, 2/3 in the heathens. All right, so now let's get this. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 14. Behold, the plagues are sent, man. See, the Lord sending the plagues through the angels. And it says what? And shall not return again until they come upon the earth. So the angels ain't going to return back to him until they complete what the Lord sent them out to do upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out until it consume the foundations of the earth. All right, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backwards, even so the plagues, the Lord's wrath, shall that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. See that? So the Lord's wrath represent those plagues. Now, back to this. Where was that? Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 20. His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword. Right? The sword. Now, one more. Ezekiel 21 and 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith Yahweh, say, a sword is sharpened. All right, so the Lord sharpened it, meaning made it perfect and precise for destruction. When he created the ancient blacksmiths to create a sword, they would make it sharp and precise to make the precise cuts and deliver a death blow that somebody couldn't come back from. Well, the Lord made these missiles precise to give a destruction to this place, man, where it will never come back from it. So, son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith Yahweh, say, a sword is sharpened. See, his severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword. So the Most High power, the same way he causes lightning from his command to come down from the clouds, well, really from space weather and then to the clouds and then upon the earth, then the Lord causes the angels out in the heavens to bring his commands and wrath upon the earth. All right, so the Lord controls the heavens and the earth in every fashion of it. All right, so, but he rules from the heavens. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith Yahweh, say, a sword is sharpened, and also furbished, meaning it's made ready, and it's shown to the world, and made to shine. But the Lord said, what? If he don't repent, meaning if the Most High says never says to stop it, That sword is going to be covered in blood by the time it returns. All right, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter, man, a sore stroke, a sore judgment, a slaughter in Idumea. So a sore meaning um, like wormwood. It is furbished that it may glitter. All right, it's going to be shot into the sky. Revelation chapter 9. All right, it's going to look like a star in the sky. Also wormwood. Okay. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, and he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled, man. So the Lord gave it that it can be handled in the hands of men. And this sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. And the hand of the slayer represents Russia, Ezekiel 38, and these other nations. Ain't that something, right? Let's get back to this. Wisdom of Solomon 5:20. His severe wrath or plagues shall he sharpen for a sword. So he manifested it into a physical missile upon this earth, which represents the Lord's wrath. He could have did it with anything. And the world shall fight with him against the unwise. So the elect, we're fighting with the Lord against the wicked, man. All right, and in that day, he's gonna raise up his elect to be hunters. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad. So the right aiming thunderbolts, the missiles, and also the laser beams from the angels' chariots. They're gonna make sure the destruction is completely fire and lava. The Lord's word shall not come back to him void. So he want this whole land destroyed. He said he shall destroy it from off the face of the earth. His eyes are upon the sinful kingdom. So this is the Most High's command. And from the cloud, so this also come out of the chariots as well. As from a well-drawn bow shall they fly to their mark. So the missile's going to fly to their mark, to this place, as from a well-drawn bow. The missile silos. And them lasers out of the chariots. So the Lord gonna make sure they don't miss the target. All right. Why? Because he said what? They shall not come back to him until they bring the destruction upon the earth. And hailstones, that's the warheads, because that's what it's all about. Their power is in their head and in their tail, representing the warheads. All right. Revelation 9 speaks about 200 million, the size, the weight of a talent, like 200 pounds. And each warhead is almost 100 to 200 pounds. And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out as out of a stone bow, out of the missiles, full of the Lord's wrath, that nuclear fire, that fuel of fire. All right. Whew. Hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out of a stone bow, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the flood shall cruelly drown them. Yea, and a mighty wind shall stand up. See, that's the 7 last plagues. And like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth. So that's Revelation 7. The Lord has sent the angels to hold back the waste of the whole earth, the destruction of this place, America. And ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. The Lord said, what? Heaven shall pass away with a great noise. So their rulership is going to be overthrown by the Lord bringing destruction to this place. All right. So let's get back to now. When we read Revelations 15:1, and I saw a sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues. See, the 7 last judgments or wrath of the Most High. For in them is filled up the wrath of Yahweh, just like I just read in Wisdom of Solomon. hailstones full of wrath. All right. So now, this is from the book of Tobit, um, chapter 12, verse 15. It says, I am Raphael. This is Rapaya Allah, one of the angels of the Lord, means healing of the Most High. It says, I am Raphael, and he looked like a man, one of the 7 holy angels, which present the prayers of the saints, and which go in and out before the glory of the Holy One. See, they go in and out, but they don't return unto Yahweh void, man. They go out and complete his missions upon the earth. All right. So those are 7 angels. All right. So if you read Revelation 16, it goes into part of those plagues, which is going to lead to the 7 last, the complete destruction, man. Of course, you got Jacob's trouble, which is going to have martial law, weather atrocities, murder, all these different things going to happen. Sicknesses, Revelations chapter 6, the pale horse, all these different things. But that Malachi 4:1, the day that shall burn as an oven, that's the one. And nobody gonna get out of that except for the elect. That's the plagues, man. The wrath of Yahweh. All right, the nuclear enrichment, fuel, lava, lasers, whatever you want to call it, fire. Revelations, but what level of fire is on the atomic level now? Revelation 16 and 17. And the 7th angel, see, the 7th angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, it is done. So you have 7 angels that's going to bring certain plagues upon the earth, dealing with the sun scorching men, right? Plagues upon the ocean and the air. But then the final plague comes. All right. And it says, there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake, and so great is that destruction. And the great city was divided into 3 parts, man. 3 parts representing the sons of men, which represent these nations that's here, the heathen nations, the sons of the wicked, which represents Esau, and the sons of God, which represents the children of Israel. All right, but that's separated into the 1/3 and the 2/3. So it says what? And the cities of the nations fell. So this place is going to fall and never rise again. And the great Babylon came in remembrance before Yahweh. See, all these judgments, everything's going to be happening. But still, that last judgment is the one. The plagues, the last final plagues. All right, so it's going to come in remembrance before the Most High, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. The final blow. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found, man. That's what I was saying. I was saying that to the camp this week. When a hurricane hits America, the islands around it are affected by it. So when destruction hits this place, the islands around it are going to be affected by the tsunami and the blast from it. That's how big the blast is going to be. It's going to cover beyond the country of America. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone, see, it shall be cast out of a stone bow. Hailstones full of wrath, about the weight of a talent. And a talent is about 100, 200 pounds, under 500 pounds. And the warheads weigh about that much. The missiles weigh more. The projectile, But the actual warheads are between 100 to 500 pounds in certain times. And men blasphemed Yahweh. See, these heathens, they still gonna be calling on Jesus. They're gonna be disrespecting the Lord. because of the plagues of hail, for the plagues thereof was exceeding great. And that goes into 2nd Ezra 13. They're going to try to fight against the Lord. And Revelations chapter 12, where it's going to be war in heaven. Let's get this real quick. So now, after all of that, Revelation 17 comes into play. And there came one of the 7 angels. Remember, mind you, let's go back. Revelation 15 and where was it at? There you go. Revelation 15 and 6. It says, the 7 angels came out of the temple having the 7 plagues, clothed in pure and white linen, and having their breasts girded with golden girdles, man. That's how it is in heaven right now. And one of the 4 angels, or beasts, gave unto the 7 angels. So the 4 archangels given a command to go ahead and to bring the destruction on this place, because the elect are sealed. Revelation 7. And they gave unto the 7 angels the 7 golden vials, full of the wrath of Yahweh, who liveth forever. The final wrath, the final blow, his anger. So let's go back to Revelation 17. What is that wrath? Let's see. Revelation 17 and 1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither. Like, yo, I'm about to show you something. He had a vial in his hand. Like, yo, you know what this is? This is it. And I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. So what's that? The plague's going to hit. The 7 last vials of the wrath of Yahweh is going to be on this place, America. The judgment of the great whore. All right. So now let's go back. Because this is gonna go into something else. But that shows you that America is that place, that Idumea, that place of the Lord's destruction and His wrath. He's gonna pour out His wrath and show His power, His sore stroke on this place. Right. I think I already read this one, but I'm gonna read it again. Isaiah 13 and 5. They come from a far country, so those missiles are gonna be shot from other countries and from their also their what do you call that, submarines and shit. All right, aircraft carriers, bombers. Russia can actually shoot from their homeland. America can't. The ICBMs, they have to send subs and shit out there close to the border of Russia. That's what they're doing. Isaiah 13 and 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh and the weapons of His indignation to destroy the whole land. It's the weapons of His wrath, His indignation, His anger, His plagues. Howl ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand, and it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Even though it's going to be man that's issuing and shooting the missiles in war, it's really destruction from the Almighty. All right, so the Lord said, what? He's coming to kindle the fires. He said, what will I if it already be kindled? So Yahushua is sent to kindle that flame of Yahweh's wrath. Yahushua is sent to bring that destruction, to reap. All right, to reap in the harvest, to purge the floor. And he's gonna give out the order to the rest of the angels. It's gonna trickle down to the 7 angels. Deuteronomy 32 and 22. For a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn down unto the lowest hell, right upon this earth, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of mountains. Alright, so I'm going to end it with this. I got a bunch more scriptures I can go through, but I want to make this one short and sweet. Colossians 3 and 1. If ye then be risen with Yahushua, seek those things which are above. Alright, that's why we have our conversations and heavenly conversations. Alright, we're seeking the kingdom. We're seeking Yahushua. We're seeking righteousness. We're seeking the presence of Yahweh. Where Yahushua sitteth on the right hand of the power of Yahweh, man. We seek that reward, we're going to get that reward. All right, we're looking for righteousness and immortality and judgment from the Lord. Set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth. For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Yahushai in Yahweh. When Yahushai, who is our life, all right, and that goes into Revelation 22. He's the one that gives us life from Yahweh. All right, so he is our life. When he shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. So when he shall appear, we shall be as he is. We shall be like him. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth: fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affections, evil, concupiscence. Damn, I hate that word. And covetousness, greed, which is idolatry. For which, so people loving this money goes into idolatry as well. For which things sake the wrath of Yahweh cometh on the children of disobedience. See that? So it's going to fall on the children, the people, the sons of the wicked, the sons of the men, and also the sons of God, representing 2/3 though. But the sons of God that are righteous, they represent the 1/3, the elect. But the ones that are disobedient, the wrath of the Lord is going to come upon them. Look at Sodom and Gomorrah. All right. So back to 2nd Ezra 16 real quick. Actually, verse 7. Actually, wow, here you go. Let's go to verse 4. Verse 3. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent upon among you, and who may quench it, man? So who gonna stop the Lord's wrath? The plagues are sent unto you by the angels. All right, by Yahweh, he sent them through the angels. And what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the woods? Or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble? When it hath begun to burn, nobody gonna be able to put out this fire. It shall never be quenched. All right, the destruction. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer, so those missiles. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? See, it's Yahweh that's going to send his plagues, and the plagues represent his wrath. And he said that they're going to be in these stones, which represent the warheads. They're going to be filled up with it, and that's that fuel of fire, the wormwood, you know. A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it, man? All right, so let's go back. All right, so let's end it here for right now, man. We might go back into it another time, get more precepts. But yeah, this is for a question for the brother in the camp that's seeking to grow more in the understanding. And that's what we got to do, man. Edify each other and encourage each other towards the kingdom, you know, to hopefully elect. Revelation 15:1, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels. See, I just showed you who that were, the 7 angels, having the 7 last plagues, the 7 last destructive prophecies or judgments of the Lord's wrath that's going to happen to the people. He wanted to melt them, you know, and he want this place to be totally destroyed and swept with the besom of destruction. And when he says go, he said no man on earth is going to be able to stop it. He's going to send the angels to do it, to appease his wrath, the fire. And I saw it, and it says, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues. For in them is filled up the wrath of Yahweh. All right, hopefully this was edifying. Hopefully you comprehended this lesson and wrote down some precepts in place. There's many more, but these things are going to be filled up with the wrath of the Lord. Those missiles, the ICBMs, the sword, the warheads, and the nuclear plutonium with all that shit. That's going to cause a destructive situation in this place, America. All right, that's the judgment that the Lord chose. Let's get that. This is Revelation 18:8. Therefore, no 7. How much she have glorified herself, talking about America, and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore, shall have, see, they think they can keep pushing out the prophecies. But when the Lord say go, that's 2 Ezra chapter 9, nobody gonna be able to stop it. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day. See, death, mourning, and famine. And see, Revelation 16 goes into the death, mourning, and the famines as well. But then, and you got Revelation 6, the famines. Then it says, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is Yahweh who judgeth her. Whew. So that's the plagues, man. The wrath of Yahweh. And this wrath is going to be with fire. With that, I'm going to say Shalom.